Wow, I'm totally spellbounded and awestruck at the same time. The way you have shared all these precious points, the way you have expounded the whole concept about the question which I have asked you, that is literally magnificent and phenomenal. I love the way you take off your conversation and your explanation, the way you maintain the flow, and then you just landed your words in such a splendid way. I'm being mesmerized after listening your all these a good piece of advice for all those people who have been looking forward to get some important tips and tricks which definitely gonna work for them and they can step up their game in terms of spoken English. And somewhere I can resonate with your each and every single point, whatever you have mentioned. Yes, that's true. Talking about the best possible resources we have in order to improve English or in order to learn this language, we do have numerous and n number of resources around us. Hello, very good morning, ma'am. How are you doing today?
Hello, very good morning. Very rather, I would say very bright morning because sun is shining so tremendously here. And so bright sunny morning here it is. And thank you for asking me. I am doing fantastically, absolutely good. And what about you, sir?
Well, thanks for letting me know that you are so excited and you are doing great. And in my end, I'm fit as a fiddle and doing fantabulous by the grace of Almighty God. Thanks for your kind concern.
Okay, that's really amazing. Now, what
Thank you.
are your hobbies and what are your activities apart from running your YouTube channel? I want to have your introduction, a crisp introduction as well.
Sure. I would be more than happy to introduce myself. Well, my name is Shiv. I born and raised in Uttarakhand in India, and by profession, I'm a government employee. As far as my academic qualification concerned, I'm done with my master in English, master in commerce, and this year I'm pursuing my master in economics. Moreover, I do teach English to beginners and intermediate speakers through different online applications as an unofficial English trainer. And I run my own small YouTube channel by the name of English with Teacher Shiv, where I upload spoken English content at the same time some one-on-one conversational videos. So that's all from my side in brief. Wow, that's literally a very captivating and splendid introduction you have given to me. And the way you have introduced, you have shared your achievements, that was literally made me flabbergasted. And I'm feeling so excited in order to have a conversation with a very intelligent, bright, educated, experienced professional person like you who has abundant knowledge in terms of writing, reading, then education, then English, and you run your own YouTube channel. You have been teaching so many aspirants with the help of your own YouTube channel. At the same time, you might be taking some one-on-one online and offline classes. So I am feeling so excited to have this conversation with you because today I have a great opportunity to just learn something from your experience, which you have accumulated so far since you started teaching English and you started taking online classes. So, I just want to ask you that these days, English, being a worldwide accepted language, is in trend. Everyone wants to master this language, English, anyhow, at any cost. They have been trying their best in order to get proficiency in English. But as I have seen, there are many people, they are still confused how they can learn this language, and those who have learned, how they can step up their game in terms of spoken English. I want you to tell me, what do you think? What are the best possible resources we have in our hand which we can utilize in order to learn English, or those who have learned, they can improve the English extremely by using these resources? Yes, ma'am.
Exceptionally interesting as well as very informative question which you have put forward before me. And I would say that resources are lying everywhere around us. It is upon our shoulders how we are approaching them, because our approaching side is quite different. Resources are everywhere. If we talk about our past, when we were learning English language, there was no internet, there was no mobile phone, no app, or you can say no resources at our own disposal. Only we have our syllabus book, our grammatical book. No one can create a book like this. We have this our own disposal. Am I right? But still we
Yes, ma'am, you
got
are absolutely right.
opportunities, still we have this excitement that out of this grammatical book, out of this syllabus book, we have to grasp the knowledge. We were so enthusiastic. We were not searching for the resources. We were not searching for a partner. Because every now and then there is a claim that we don't have an English partner. That's why we cannot speak English language. At that time, there was no partner and there was no even a concept in our brain that we have to approach a partner. We were the partner of our own selves. We are the companions. We are the English tutors for our own selves. So we used to have a conversation that I would say dramatic monologue with our own selves. That was a soliloquy, and I often used to have my own selves. And I would say that every one of our own generation would have the same experience. Now, if I talk about the recent generation, the present generation, there are so many resources. In this way, this generation is very much lucky, but at the same time, there is a bombardment of content, there is the bombardment of opinions that you should try this and you should try that, and everyone is grasping that if I should accept this challenge, I would be fluent. If I should accept this book, I would be fluent. If I should start reading this newspaper, I would be fluent. No one is taking consideration of his own abilities and capabilities. My first suggestion is that first you have to sit silently in a corner without any distraction, without any mobile phone, without any consultation, because the first mentor of your own self is your own personality. Sit silent without distraction, switch off your mobile phone, just ask one question from your end, that I have to speak English language. The personality, the person inside you will say, yes, I have to. Yes, I am ambitious. Then the second question you have to ask yourself, why you are so ambitious, why you are so desirous, or why you are so devoted and determined. Let me know this strong why, not only clear why would not satisfy. The strong why will give you the strong reason. Now you have to ask that, is it a strong reason? Can you live without that reason? If you cannot live, and if it's a matter of life and death for you, then that is the strong why. Because if you are relying on motivation, motivation will die out. Motivation is just like the waves. After some time, waves are settled down. It's just like the wind. There is no wave. It's just like the time. Time is fleeting everywhere. So don't rely on motivation. Rely on your strong why. Now you have settled down with your why. Write it down on some piece of paper. Your strong why. That this is my strong why. Clear cut strong why should be written on some page. Now your next task should be to paste it somewhere on your wall where you are quite comfortably come and go. Why? Because all the time when you are visiting that room, you would catch a side of that picture or that posting which you have recently pasted. Now it will remind you that was your strong why, which you have determined to yourself. Now it's your duty to act upon that why. Now strong why is done. You are regularly familiarizing yourself with that strong why. Now coming towards the resources. Now it depends upon you. You have to decide if you want to. Are you a reader? Are you a book lover, a bookworm personality? If not, skip it aside for some time. For some time. Now, next question you should ask from yourself. If you are a lover of listening some podcast, news, or you are interested in some politics or news, or what kind of material you are interested in, because this is very much important. Reading is important, listening is important, even writing is important, but I will discuss writing. First, we would elaborate these two things, reading and listening, the major output. Now, decide. If you are a lover of reading, then what kind of books you are interested in, what kind of genre you are interested in, what books you are interested in, decide, write it down. That you have to do is to start reading. But if you are a lover of listening, then you have to decide the podcast disposal. So start consuming the knowledge. Start consuming the knowledge either by reading, by listening. Now you have accumulated enough knowledge. And my first suggestion is that start consuming the knowledge from the very first day. And now your duty is to start giving your output in the form of spoken English, in the form of your written pattern, because you don't have to wait for the perfect moment to come alive. You have to create that perfect moment. Start listening. Whatever you are listening, try to incorporate in your spoken English, in your speaking practice. Whatever you are listening, whatever you are reading, try to inculcate all those things in your spoken. That is the only and the best thing you can do with yourself.
Wow, I'm totally spellbounded and awestruck at the same time. The way you have shared all these precious points, the way you have expounded the whole concept about the question which I have asked you, that is literally magnificent and phenomenal. I love the way you take off your conversation and your explanation, the way you maintain the flow, and then you just landed your words in such a splendid way. I'm being mesmerized after listening your all these a good piece of advice for all those people who have been looking forward to get some important tips and tricks which definitely gonna work for them and they can step up their game in terms of spoken English. And somewhere I can resonate with your each and every single point, whatever you have mentioned. Yes, that's true. Talking about the best possible resources we have in order to improve English or in order to learn this language, we do have numerous and n number of resources around us. The only need is one powerful reason to master this language. As you have said, you need to ask yourself why. If your why is clear, everything is clear. It simply means why I want to learn English. Do I have any strong reason behind it? Because this single powerful reason will guide you, motivate you, inspire you, and will not you to waste your time in any useless stuff. Rather, you would be more focused and attentive towards learning this language. Second thing, I have seen many people are started comparing themselves with native speakers of English. They feel that I'm not able to speak English like them. I have been making a lot of mistakes. I'm stuttering, fluctuating, and stammering. I cannot speak English. And I would say it's totally wrong. English is not our native language. We are not born with this language. It's not our mother tongue. It might be second or third language, probably we are trying to master on. So we should not feel shame when we are making mistake or we are fluctuating or stuttering while learning this language. Now, third thing is that before you search resources to master this language, first, each and every single person has to evaluate himself or herself. When I'm saying evaluation, what does it mean? It simply means ask yourself, where do you stand in terms of spoken English? What is your level? What are the flaws, shortcomings, and drawbacks you have in terms of learning this language or in terms of speaking? Once you have identified your area of improvement, then only you can work upon it, and that's how you could speak English like a flawless speaker. You could see expected improvement in your spoken English. Next thing, when I'm saying resources, there are so many resources. Number one, and the prominent one, these days you have mobile phone in your hand. We could use this mobile phone for several things. Here we have YouTube in mobile, and with the help of YouTube, we can search whatever we want to know about in terms of spoken English. These days we have plethora of English channels on YouTube that we can watch videos there, and we can search content according to our feasibility and requirement. And from there, we could learn. Now, second thing is that AI, artificial intelligence, is in trend. We do have so many AI applications in order to improve our spoken English. For example, ChatGPT, CV application, and then Meta AI, then Gemini, right? And these AI applications are literally playing a very vital and indispensable role in one's spoken English journey. You don't have partner, use CV application, right? If you have any doubt, go there in ChatGPT, write it down and search. I can assure you, you'd get a very satisfactory answer for your doubts, for your questions, queries, whatever you have in your mind. There you have a great opportunity to search an article, to search grammar rules, to improve your writing whenever you speak. That ChatGPT is going to correct your mistakes, and that's how you can improve. The third thing is reading. One who is a good reader can become a good speaker tomorrow, for sure. Because reading will gonna improve your pronunciation if you read out loud. You are going to come across to so many new vocabs that you are not acquainted with. With the help of reading, you can generate some content, you can learn, you can get some knowledge about the particular stuff that you are reading. And by reading, you can improve your sentence formation. You can resonate your thoughts with the thoughts of the writer and author who has written that book. You can align your thoughts with it. Right? Now, fourth one is listening. These days, audiobooks are there, podcasts are there. Like we don't need to be attentive all the time. Means we could act as a versatile in nature. We could work in a multifunctional way. For example, I'm doing my work at the same time I plug my earphone and I could listen those English podcasts and audiobooks. Not consciously or actively, at least passively. I'm consuming information. I'm acquiring some data that I can use for output, for production. So that's something that we can go for. Now, next step is these days, I think you better know, we do have plenty of English speaking applications. For example, Ace Fluency, HiLocal, JoeStalk, English Vata, where you could find partners like you who are at the same level as you are in. You don't feel hesitate there in order to have a conversation with them because all of them are there in that platform all together to improve the spoken English. Slowly and gradually, you are going to level up your spoken English as well with them. All right. Now, next one is these days you have plethora of application where you can take some paid subscription and you can directly contact or converse with some proficient, qualified, educated online trainers. Ask your queries to them. At the same time, when you start having conversation with them, if they would find any mistakes during your spoken part, they are going to correct you. And they are definitely going to spot your loopholes where you need to work upon. Somewhere they are playing a very imperative and crucial role in order to guide you that at what track you should work on. How can you gain your confidence? How can you learn this language in a very easy way? Right? So that's also no. Now, last but not least, no matter how educated we are, how qualified we are, how many resources we have been using in order to improve our spoken English. But at the end of the day, until unless we don't have that enthusiasm, passion, madness, craziness to master this language, until unless we don't have that level of dedication and determination to master this language, nobody can help us until we are not ready to help ourselves. I want everyone to avoid procrastination throughout your journey to being fluent in this language. I want everyone to maintain the level of consistency, anyhow, at any cost. Do practice on a regular basis, no matter for 20 minutes, for 15 minutes, for 30 minutes, 1 hour, depending on your feasibility. But just keep on touch with this language. And let me just wind up my thoughts. Mistakes are something that everyone makes, right? We are human. We are more than welcome to make mistakes. We should not afraid of making mistakes. No matter what other people are thinking about me, I should not be worried about their thought process. Rather, I should focus on my journey and I have to be stick on my learning attribute, whatever I have decided. Start thinking English. Use resources around you, like at your home you can go for picture description, then you can talk to yourself, then you have your kids, with them you can speak in English. That's how you can create environment for yourself. And there are abundant of resources available that you can go for in order to improve your spoken English. So believe on yourself. Don't wait for any motivation, as you have mentioned, because motivation is just a temptation, which is for only short period of time. But your self-belief system is long-lasting, which always enlighten you from your inside that keep on practicing. Don't trust on anyone, trust on yourself only. If you would try, I can assure you can fly. Otherwise, for the rest of life, you will always cry. So follow these steps in a systematic manner, and I'm damn sure you can become the best version of yourself and you can master this language. That's all from my end.
That's really amazing and really thought-provoking words that you have uttered quite systematically. You have broken them down into various parts, and it's from your end that we should divide different kind of resources and how we can approach them. And the most important thing is how we can apply it, because everyone has the knowledge, but how to apply it is the most challenging or the most difficult thing. So it was a fabulous session for you with you, and I have learned so many new things from you. Thank you so much.
Likewise, ma'am, I have learned so many things from your side, the way you have shared those valuable points in order to improve spoken English. And I've enjoyed this whole session. That this was literally a very fruitful, constructive, and colorful session for me. And thank you for giving your precious time in order to have this conversation. So some other day we'll talk about some other aspect of this language, and looking forward to have another wonderful and productive conversation with
Definitely,
you.
we will talk about it. Yes, thank you so much. Have a nice day, sir.
Yeah, have a delighted day ahead. See you around.
Okay.